Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello. I'm Jumbo. I'm Jumbo. It's another Saturday when the ladies are back online to chat with you and to do a live on one of the many questions that we receive um every week. I think each and every one of us receives questions or during in our web in either from our website or even on our messages. Um, just give me 1 second. Before we start, I'll let the ladies introduce themselves, and I think I'll start with Betty, all the way from the UK.
Hello. Good morning and happy Saturday from the UK. My name is Betty. I am a wife and also a mom of two girls. I am originally from Kenya, but I am now here in the UK. It's winter where we are, not very pleasant today. Um, and I'm also an online business owner, a digital business owner, and a coach. And I've been doing the business for the last 5 years. And I thank God for it. Thank you.
That's good. Thanks, Betty. Priscilla, julisha
Hi
watu na
everyone,
we ni nani?
habari zenyu, habari zenyu popote mlipo, hamjambo. My name is Priscilla Ngasha and you're watching me from South Australia. Welcome. You're watching me on my personal page and on the business page, Mapenny and Co, where I am a business owner. I run a digital business and I also mentor and train other people who are looking to get into the digital space and learn how to start and set up their own businesses. Welcome. Get a cup of coffee or tea or whatever and join us for a conversation. Thank you.
That's good. Thanks, Priscilla. And for me, my name is Shiro. I'm also known as Priscilla, but to avoid the confusion, I go by the name of Shiro. I am a mom, I am a wife, and I'm a mompreneur. I also do the digital business with these ladies where most of us met. It's all right. Most of us, we met in this business. We never knew each other, but we met in this business where we came together because we had like minded people. And today I'll be your hosts. And our topic today is a lot of people have been telling us, I do not have time to do this. I want to do it, but I do not have time. So, how do you do it? Now, before we answer that question, maybe a few of you are new to our business, to our pages. You don't know what we are talking about. Now, when we say we are digital business, what we mean is we do digital marketing or affiliate marketing using social media. But for us, our business is designed, to help you start and grow a successful business, an online venture that you don't even have to have prior experience at all. No, you don't have to even have a degree or to have gone to school to learn how to do it. Right. If you know how to scroll on social media, you can do this business. If you know how to go on TikTok, you do reels, you do stories, you do all that. You look at other people's pages and you like their pages, their business pages, you can do that. Now, what happens is that for us, our system offers you comprehensive training, simple training, and you get the tools. All this is given to you to run your successful business. So that is what we do in a nutshell. That is all that you do. If you need to learn more, you just need to register in either our websites and then you can learn more from there. But in a nutshell, that is what we do. And so today we're going to talk about people who say, I do not have time. How do you do it? Trust me, the three of us here, as you've heard us say, we are moms, we are wives, and we also have 9 to 5 jobs. So we don't have all the time in the world. Priscilla sometimes makes fun and say, I wish the day had 27 hours. Even those 27 hours, if you had them, trust me, you'll not be able to do it. So Priscilla, how do you, answer this question if somebody told you that? Tell us your experience because I'm sure you have a busy schedule with kids, a job.
I'm going to be a bit rude and say sometimes if someone says they don't have time, I just want to roll my eyes and say, maybe this is not for you.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely.
That's true.
But then I can put on my teacher hat and calm down and decide, you know what, maybe I can show you what I do
Mm,
because I also, where do we find the time? But
Mhm,
I think you
mhm.
can start with what someone says, where there is a will, there is a way.
Absolutely.
And
Oh,
it's
yes.
how badly you want change, which makes you find that time, because you can take as much time as you need. You can run your business with 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, up to 4 hours a day. It depends on how badly you want change.
Mm.
And I know there's a lady in the UK who one day I was up at 1 a.m. and she was like, wow. And then she said something that I've not forgotten. She said, oh, it's something bad. I'm sorry if I offend anyone. I think she said, it's only children and poor people who sleep early. And I laughed. Because the rest of us, and then she said the rest of us are working smart and working hard looking for a way to get something else. And I was like, "Ah, you're right," because it was one of those days where when you have little kids and you have to prepare them, like just think about your everyday life. So I can think about my own life. Where do I get the time to run this business? In the morning, I'm there, you're getting everyone ready for school, you're getting them out the door, and then you have to make sure Ukumaju, we don't have house helps. As Shiro says, your only house help is your vacuum cleaner. So you tidy up a
And your
little
dishwasher and your
and your
washing machine.
dishwasher and your washing machine.
Those are the only.
Those are the only house helps you have. You take your clothes, you do this, you go run groceries, you have to come pick someone up, you have to start making dinner, and then you have to fold laundry, you have to take people for their activities. Don't
Mhm.
forget, in between there somewhere, you might also have clocked into a job somewhere and then
Mm.
come back. Or you're clocking into a job at night. That's why you're working at all the other things during the day. So now you really have to think about, where do you find this time? And this is
Oh,
where
yes.
there's a way
There is a
comes,
way.
Mm.
because you do realize some people in this business, they will work on it during their lunch breaks. So the beauty of it is the flexibility. If you've got your phone, you can do your scheduling of activities on your phone. You can check up on your clients, check up on your email on your phone. I mean, it's no joke when some people use their toilet breaks to go and look up to see, what else do I need to do? What do I need to do? Because everyone is busy and we only have the same amount of time in a day. Or you can quickly put your kids to bed in the evening and then do your best not to sleep, so you wake up and you
Yeah.
conduct your business time then. And depending on how fast or how slow you want to go with your digital business, you can clock in your 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and then go to bed. Or you can find yourself lost and really want to implement a lot of things. Watch our training, and we have fantastic training every week for 1.5 hours. You can sit down and watch 1.5 hour training and decide, let me implement something. And that
Yes.
implementation can take you maybe 1 hour. You can decide, let me watch something as I implement it. So it's honestly up to you how much sleep you want and how much of change you want. You just work and find your time along that. And for me, that is how I've been managing to do. So with kids, I've been managing to sometimes sneak away after I put someone to sleep. I come, I sit down, and maybe I do some work online, and I can do 1 hour, 1.5 hours that way. And then also I use some of the chores that I don't like to do. Like when it comes to folding laundry, so if it's so boring. So I use that time to watch our masterminds. We have fantastic training of really committed people who in our community who go out of their way to show us how to implement the success of the business. And they do this by showing us their own success, what to do,
Yeah.
ABCDs, really, really detailed, nitty gritty things.
Mhm.
And if you take your laptop or you cast it on your own TV, everyone nowadays gets cast from their smartphones and they can cast on their TVs. If you do that, you can fold your laundry and not even notice that you're folding laundry because you're so busy watching your training. and you finish up doing what you need to do as you're also doing your training. So
Yeah.
I'd like to say we are really masters of multitasking. So if you are good at multitasking, use that. Use your multitasking time to do that. And so that's maybe for people who've started their businesses. And let me also give my experience of when I actually started. I remember, and I've said this again, when I started watching the webinar, just the webinar itself, my little one was 4 months old, if not 5 months. And I remember
Yeah.
she was sick. She had like this throat infection that went on for weeks. And then, anyway, so I used to put her in the pram to help her sleep. And I'd put my earphones on, like I've done today. And I take the phone and I just put it in the pram.
Mm.
So I go walk her around and I listen to this webinar. And this is 90 minutes. So I take whatever walk I can. I go round and round and round as
Yeah.
much as I can so that by the time I'm getting home, she's asleep. And also, I've watched this webinar. I didn't
Mm.
watch this webinar once. I probably watched it a couple of times. So this is one day watching it, another day watching it, and there are reruns. So you can watch the rerun over and over, or you can watch on Wednesday. Here in Australia, it's a Wednesday morning, and then you can watch a Friday morning
Yeah.
again. And that's how I was able to dissect this information just by watching, sitting down at a park and going, what is this digital marketing? You pick up your phone and you Google digital marketing. And for me, that's how I've been able to do it.
Mm.
It has been multitasking, doing another job that I'll generally be doing as a mom and involving my business areas. Or another good example is when my daughter is doing her after school activities. If it's an activity where I sit and just watch her, like if it's football, you have to join in. If it's this other, well, the activities that I don't have to join in and I'm sitting and watching, okay, I can sit and watch for 2 minutes, but let's be honest, can't watch for like 1 hour. You just start doing
Yeah.
it. So I sit there and that's the time I'm replying to emails, or I'm looking, what did I want to action? What did I want to schedule? Because we are taught how to schedule content. So then I'm like, all right, what did I want to schedule? And I can look at the apps I've got on my phone, the way you can access them on your laptop, like Canva, I can access. I can look at my ads and see which one's doing well. What do I need to do here? And it's so quick because you're just on your phone, checking, actioning. And you're doing two things at once. You're
Yeah.
replying, talking to clients, and you're there for your kids. So it's not like you're just wasting time scrolling on TikTok or looking at other people. And it feels so, so good to not have that guilt of I'm just scrolling down Instagram or I'm just scrolling on TikTok, looking at, whatever it is. It is
Yeah.
actually you're working, replying messages, watch. So
Yeah.
it's been so rewarding and such a good mind shift. I'm honestly just enjoying it, to be sincere. Yeah. So thanks, Shiro. This was a good topic. So I never have time, but I make the time.
Mhm.
That is a good analogy. That's a good
Yeah.
analogy because most of us always wish that we had more than 24 hours. Trust me, I
Yeah.
wish the same. But as you said, you know, you're busy. You're a busy mom. But at the end of
Mm,
the day, it is how much you want that change.
yeah.
It is how much you want that change. Betty
Mm,
always says, when you
mm,
know where the shoe bands, that tightness of that shoe. You're the
mm,
only one who knows where that tightness of the shoe is. Because if
mm.
that tightness is there, you will work towards getting a new shoe. You
It's
will
true.
not keep walking in that shoe. So at the end of the day, as Priscilla says, Upper Maju, we don't have house help. Even those washing machine and dishwashers we have, you still have to empty them. You still have to fill them. The clothes will
Mm,
not hang themselves. You have to hang them out. The dishes
mm,
will not put themselves back in the cupboard. You have to put them back. So
mm.
they're still not, there are things that help you to make work easier, but you still have to do still have to do that. So if you know that you're gonna put your dishes in the dishwasher and you're not going to be washing them in the sink, use that time that you'd have washed the dishes to do something. Even
Yeah.
if it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes, it will make a difference. So it's all a matter of ourselves, making that time and finding the time. So thanks, Priscilla, for that, for sharing that. And I hope, as we say, aliena masikio asikie. Betty, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I like how Priscilla has spoken about creating that time for yourself. And for me, I know we are laughing about it because it's like I think this is I think I would say 80% of people who come in, especially in
Yeah.
this part of the world, they will tell you that, oh, I don't have time. I seen a time at 90 minutes. For what? To watch that 90 minutes webinar. I don't have that time. And it's annoying, let us be honest. I mean it might come out very blunt and rude, but it's true. It's annoying when someone tells you, I don't have the time. But for me, I always say this: it is you who knows what to prioritize, right? Because
Yeah.
you might not be having time. It's true, you might not be having that time to sit down and watch the webinar because you want to spend that time to binge watch something on Netflix. Or you might want to spend that time, you're coming from work, you're in a bus, it's been a long day, you just want to chill and relax there. So you can choose two things: either to sit in the bus and just put it on your headphones and listen while you're relaxing, or you could decide to just start looking around and just sleeping up before you get home, right? So for me, it always goes back to priorities. Once you become a business owner with us, again, it goes down to priorities again. Yes, there is mastermind that we watch every Wednesday night. Yes, there is some training that we have to go through. Yes, there is all these people who are coming to you asking you about business. There is, you have to engage with people on your social media platforms. Where do you put those in? Because for me, I always say, if you really really want this to work for you, you have to work on it. And that is why you go to work every day. The other day, I was telling somebody, imagine if you decided today that you're not going to go to work. You can only do it so many times. You can only do it so many times to decide, hey, I'm not going to go to work. You know what? Your employer might turn around and say, you know what? Enough is enough. If you're not coming in, if you're not giving us time to work for us, then we're going to replace you with somebody else. And it is the same for the business. And I have seen so many people come in and say, oh, I'm not seeing results. I'm not seeing results. And then as a coach, we always go through some of the things you're supposed to be doing with that somebody. Did you post yesterday? Oh no, I was so busy, I didn't have time. Okay. I can see some of your posts. I can see some people asking you what's the business about. Or if you go to your inbox, you can see some people, wanting to maybe call you or, DM you or ask you something about the business. Have you texted them? Oh no, I don't have time. So then we have to go back to looking. Why is it that you do not have time? Why is it that you do not have time? So for me, it all goes down to priorities, because if it's about having time, there is sometimes where we give ourselves that excuse. We don't have time simply because we don't want to do it. If you want to lose weight, and or maybe you have been told by your doctor, be taking a walk or be going for a run or something, and then you're like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. So if everything is all about you do not have time, then it means that whatever you're trying to work on, it's not gonna come. It's not gonna be truth. So how much do you want this change? How much do you want and the reason why I'm asking you, I'm asking our viewers that question is because we have seen people turn everything around for them financially. Somebody who is like in 70,000 pounds debt, consumer debt, to debt free, and that person being boss free while they were doing like 4 jobs in a day, and they were able to build this business. Our business is a multi-million business because we have seen people doing crazy things with crazy amounts of money. He was able to leave those 4 jobs. He was able to pay off his consumer debt with just what? The few breaks here and there. Yeah. He was even telling us, you know what? Even when I'm doing my business in the toilet, I will be happily doing it while I'm responding to customers, or while I'm responding to the people that I mentor in this business. While I'm walking to go to the cafe to get my coffee, while I'm having my lunch, while I'm maybe taking a breather or something like that. Those are the times, Franco spent to do this business and to finish. So for me, when someone says, I really, really don't have time, I really want to understand what you mean. Same with our masterminds. Priscilla has seen a very good example here. For me, most of the time when I'm watching my mastermind, I'm doing something in the house. Probably I'm cooking, or maybe I'm just going for a walk with the kids, or maybe I have just decided, you know what, let me just do a little bit of training. And you know what, we already know that in the world we are living in, people don't have enough time for everything. So what we have done with our training, we have simplified them so much that you can even do them while you're waiting for the bus. I'm not kidding you, but it's the truth. You can do it while you're just out there waiting for the bus to come, and you can finish a sector or two, because it is very simplified, video based, and it's so much spoon fed, where you're being told, click here, write this, type this, then go to next and do this and this. It is that simple. So for me, is when you say you really don't have time, what do you mean? And seriously, I always say this: if you are seeing our business pages, or you have seen my ad out there running, me talking about my business, and you're seeing it because you already know what you're doing is not giving you the life that you want, or rather the life that you desire, or you already know that you need to get out of that situation you are in. Most of the time it is financial. Most of the time is, you want time freedom, you want to be your own boss and all those things. So you already know that you are in a situation. Yeah. But what are you doing about it? So for me, I always say this: I know this is the situation I am in. What do I need to sacrifice? Because for everything to come true, you have to sacrifice something, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ladies, you have sacrificed to go to bed on time. Or now I can see Shiro's husband in the background. He's watching something, a movie. She has sacrificed that 20, 30 minutes to be with him, to come and finish. Because even as we are here, we are doing our businesses. So for me, it is all about what is more important. I'm not saying that spending time with your family, or going to bed earlier, or maybe having just a free time of yourself is not important. It is just as important. But what is important right here, right now? If this is urgent for you to change the situation you are in, then
Yeah.
for me, this is the priority. This
Yep.
is this is exactly what you're supposed to be working on. So don't tell me, oh, I didn't watch the webinar because I had gone out for drinks with friends. I didn't watch the webinar, or oh, I was not. When you called me, oh, sis, I am so sorry. I couldn't answer because I was cooking, or I was doing something else. Okay, you are cooking and you are doing all those things, but in the back of your mind, you already know, I am sick and tired of my job. I am sick and tired of this debt. I am sick and tired of, I am just mark timing financially. I am not seeing any results. The way we do a lot of work, I am tired. I am not happy anymore. You already know that. So what are you doing about that? So there are definitely some of the things that you have to sacrifice for you to
Yeah.
get there. And for me, I always tell people, one of the things that you have to do is to bring in every single minute of your free time, every single. And you know what, sometimes in our business, it's not we are not telling you, are not telling you, put aside a whole hour together for you to do your business. It could be 2 seconds here, 20 minutes there, 5 minutes here, 3 minutes here, because maybe you might be responding to somebody who has asked a question, you might be calling somebody, you know at the same time, maybe you would be doing other things. We are not saying just drop everything, but for me, I always say, just like Priscilla said, where there is a will, there is a way. You know, you have to create that time. You have to create it, even though it means waking up in the middle of the night. I still do that.
Yep.
You remember when Michelle, someone like Michelle is one of our multimillionaires in our business, and she was saying she was always running away from her bedroom so that her husband can sleep, and she was going to hide in the next bedroom because she's making phone calls at 3 o'clock in the ungodly hours. Somebody is awake, and you know what? All you need to do is to just like, because our business is very legit. We always say one thing: you have to, you always, hello, you always have to invest in time in your business. And then once it starts working for you, then it will be investing back to you. So the time
True.
that you're saying right now, oh, I don't have time, I'm always in work, if I don't go to work, they're not gonna pay me, so I can't even go on holiday. So the little time you have, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, while you're traveling, well, put all that in your business right now. then there will come a time and it will give you all the time in the world.
Oh,
Look
yes.
at someone like Michelle. Look at someone like Pamela. This lady is always in the move, whether she's deciding, oh, do I stay in my mansion in Cameroon or should I go back to Canada? People are traveling. And the beauty of our business is that it goes with you. It is not like your office where you have to go to a specific place. It goes with you. So as soon as you give it time right now, it will start giving you back in the future. So
Yeah.
make it a priority. So for me, I don't think you telling me I don't have time is a reason enough for you not to start the business. Don't make, don't look back. And I always say, in 6 months' time, you're gonna look back and say, I wish I started this business.
Mm.
I really wish I started this business. Or you're gonna look back and say, thank God I started. Thank God I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep on time. Thank God I woke up in the middle of the night because I was speaking to somebody who was who was in Australia and it was 2 o'clock in the UK. Thank God that I had to travel to go and meet somebody. Thank God that I had to sacrifice football. Or if you watch football like Premier League now, it's very popular here in the UK. Thank God I didn't watch that Netflix because right now my business is where I can watch that Netflix as much as I want. I can
Yeah.
go to the cinema, I can go on holiday, I can sleep and wake up whatever time I want. Thank God. Because it all goes back to the decisions you're working right now. The other day I was listening to one Pastor JJ, Bishop JJ. You guys, you all know Bishop JJ in Kenya. I listened to him. My God, he's full of wisdom. He is full of wisdom. And he was saying, in absolutely everything in this world, every decision you make right now, right here, right now, you see a business, you decide, let me go for it, or no, I don't have time. Everything, every decision you make is the beginning of two things, either happiness or sorrow. When
Mm.
he said that, I was like, oh my God, that's true. you know every decision you make, even when you meet with, he was talking about, you might you meeting somebody, a man or a woman, might be the beginning of your happy marriage. It might be the beginning of you starting to take medicine for some diseases. You seeing a business and saying no to it might be the beginning of you now starting to mark time and saying, oh, I don't like my job. Oh, what is going on with me? Down to depression and all those things. Again, it might be the beginning of you, because you have said yes, it might be the beginning of you looking back and saying, hey, you know what? Thank God I saw that business. I am helping my people now. I'm living in my own terms. So you guys, the ball is back to you. What are you doing with your 2 seconds, 2 minutes here and there, 2 hours here and there? What are you doing with that time? And let me tell you, do not think that 2 minutes is not a lot of time. It is actually a lot of time. Don't despise. I always say, don't despise the small beginnings. Don't despise the small times. You think it's a small time, but by the time you finish, by the time you put it together, you will not believe how much time it is. Every Monday morning, Facebook sends me, no, my iPhone, this phone, the first thing I do, every Monday morning, they send me the breakdown of how I have spent my time on phone the previous week. So they will break it down for me. If it's phone calls, it will say, I don't know, 4 minutes. If it's something like I was checking something to do with banking, I don't know, 2 minutes and stuff like that. Then it brings me my social media. It will be like 6 hours or 7 hours, and I'm thinking, did I actually spend that much time looking at what was I doing on Facebook? It will even tell me, oh, you are on Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, me, what was I doing? So back in the day, I used to ask myself those questions and regrettably think, why am I wasting myself away? But today, if my phone comes and tells me, you spend so much time on social media, you spend so much time on call, I will know, hey, I was doing my business.
Mm.
When you really say you don't have time, think of how much time you look at
Yeah.
what is trending on social media. You look at what is going on in your village. You look at
Yeah.
who is now married in your village. We do that. So how much time are you spending doing those things instead of spending that time to create your own empire? So for me, it's about priorities. It is about knowing how far and how much you want this. So yeah, thank you. I could talk all day.
Hey,
That is true because sorry to say, it's sometimes it's a very painful thing when people tell you that I don't have time. Because when you look at us, like for me right now, when was it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, it was Tuesday for Betty. Betty told me we have a coaching call of somebody who was joining the business. It was
Yeah.
7 p.m. her time. It was 6 a.m. my time. I have been on 1 year maternity leave, but now I have gone back to my 9 to 5 part time. That Wednesday, it was actually yesterday, I was actually meant to go to work, but I woke up at 20 to 6 to just prepare myself so I can turn up for that coaching call at 6 a.m. Australian time. It was
Yeah.
7 p.m. in the UK. Why? Because I know the importance of this. I know the importance of somebody else realizing that they need change in their life, and for me to be there with Betty to help them make that change. Every one of us wants 24 hours in a day. I mean, more than 24 hours in a day, but it is not possible. But it is upon us to make sure that we decide what we want to do in those 24 hours. Plan yourself. Right now, what I'm doing is I've gone back to work part time. But then, even those days that I'm working, I usually come back home. The kids are in bed right now. The kids are in bed. So what do? I just sit down, do even if it's 1 hour of training, catch up on masterminds if I went to work the day that the masterminds are on, chat with Betty, tell this is what I'm doing, catch up with Priscilla because we keep track of what each and every one of us is doing. But it's because we know what we deserve. We deserve better. Actually, where is that? I will look for it because I was reading it yesterday. Here it is. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a pen that I got. We were meant to pick pens, and it says, "I deserve the best." So I went to a meeting today, and I was writing with this pen, and I looked at it and I said, "Yes, it is true. I deserve the best. You deserve the best." There is no way, as somebody says in one of can't remember what it is, but somebody in our business says, it reminds us of a quote that was said, "You were not born to work every time and break your bones, break your back working." We wake up every morning, we go for shifts. We probably got 2-3 shifts. You're running up here, down. Priscilla said we have kids that we have to take for activities. And then during the day, you haven't slept. You haven't even found time for yourself. In the evening, you're probably going for a shift, either at work. So you leave your kids with your husband, because here at Pamaju, we do not have people that you can leave your kids to you can take your kids over to your neighbors. Oh, no. You either pay a babysitter, which is very expensive because it's per hour, or you and your partner decide you're the one who's going to be with the kids tonight. So because you have to run to a shift. And then we actually become burnouts. We have burnout all the time because you don't sleep enough.
Yeah.
You don't sleep enough. And each and every one of us came here looking for a better life. We want a better life. Hakuna mtu apendi maisha poa. Hakuna mtu apendi pesa. Let's put it out there. We all want the same thing. We want the freedom to be able to travel. We want the time to be able to spend it with our family. We want, the time. We want to make that money so that we can have it, to be able to enjoy all those things. And when somebody says, like right now, Betty said, "You can see my husband." Yes, my husband is watching a movie, but then I can't watch with it because I have to do this. And somebody will say, "Oh, you should be watching the movie." But I'm looking at it like the amount of times, like if we have to go back full time, how much time do we spend in our jobs that we actually miss those activities with our families? How much time do we spend on those jobs that are not even ours? They're not ours.
Yeah.
So you can ask yourself, if you wake up every morning and you tell yourself, "I don't feel like going to work," because if you don't go, you will lose your job. You go.
But you go anyway.
You go anyway.
Go anyway. So if you wake up and ask yourself that, ask yourself, why can I give myself that energy, that time that I give my 9 to 5 to work on my baby, to work on my business, that one day, as Betty said, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, will change the life for me? Why not? Because what I've come to learn is most of the time we use "I don't have time" as an excuse. We've got too many excuses. Yet we will find time to go and find out what was Beyonce doing, what was Kim Kardashian doing, people who've already made money, people who've already made empires for themselves. We are actually going to look at them and say, "Oh," and then what we tell ourselves, because we're human, "I wish I was like them." You know what? You can be like them. You just need to work on yourself. You just need to work on your self-belief.
True, yes.
Sorry, Priscilla, you said?
Oh, I was saying they don't sleep.
No,
they don't. They spend. I was actually about to say they spend so much time in the studios recording. Remember when Beyonce released that album, and she said that she spent the whole night in the studio
Mhm.
to do that album. I can't remember the name. One album. So while we were sleeping, she was making her billions, and we are
Mhm.
sleeping. And then the following day, you wake up and you're there on YouTube. Now I don't remember the songs. I don't know formation. What? I mean, come on, you ought to love yourself a little bit more than nowadays. Do you know nowadays, even sometimes I look at things and I'm like, I'm not gonna spend another minute knowing what is going on with PDD or Trump. Let me spend that minute with myself. Honestly, as much as it is entertaining, and I'm like, I'm not gonna spend that much more time listening to that music. No chance.
Yeah,
No chance. Because now you've got to
that's
be a
true.
little bit selfish about yourself for you
Yep.
to start progressing just like them.
Mm.
Mm.
And it's not forever anyways.
No.
I'd
No.
like to add that sometimes you put in the work, you put in the effort, because you know later on you'll be reaping the benefits, you'll be getting the fruit of it.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
our business model has residual income. So
Mm.
if you have a step-by-step program, you say, I need to get to this point, and then when I get to that point, I need to get to this point, and then this point, you get to residual income eventually.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, and your job will not give you a residual income. Today, if something happens to you and you have to leave your job, there is nothing, they will give you your severance pay and that's all. They will not give you
Yeah.
that residual income. They say, oh, Priscilla or Betty was worked for us. We really liked her job. We liked what she was doing. We're going to pay you this residual income. Oh, no. They will give you what they owe and then they will
Then off
find a
you go.
replacement for you.
Yeah.
So we need to be selfish sometimes for some time. We need to be selfish for some time. Look for a way we can work towards making a life, a better life for ourselves and our children and our family. So
Yeah.
that time that we've always wanted to binge watch, Netflix. Like for me, Bridgerton. I don't know if all
Mm.
of you have watched Bridgerton on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that time that you wanted to, watch Bridgerton or Queen Charlotte, binge
Mm.
it. You will have all that time and you watch those programs without any regret. Because why? Because we find those 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, or even 1 hour, 2 hours. Sometimes we are tired, but because we know what we want, we always
Yeah.
find that time to work for it. So ask yourself, how much do you want change in your life?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want that change? Because
Yeah.
if the answer is as much as I can get that change as soon as I can, trust me, this I do not have time will stop being an excuse, and you will tell yourself I have time. When you're on the train, instead of scrolling and finding out what other people are doing, as right now, especially for us, we want to know what is happening in our country, Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Try and build something for yourself, and then you'll have all that time to be able to scroll down and see what is happening around the world. So
Yeah.
be selfish. It is okay to be selfish, because if you don't be selfish right now, trust people, our people out there are not there out to help you. You know,
Mm.
find the time to do something for yourself that your tomorrow will be happy and your tomorrow will thank you for. So even us here, we are moms. For me, I have two under twos, but I will find that time to be able to work on my business, to be able to work through it, because I know what I want and I
Mm.
know where I want to be in the next 2 months or in the next 6 months. So let's not use this I don't have time as an excuse, because it is an excuse. I can say
Mm.
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Priscilla, I don't know if you have a parting shot for our viewers.
I think I'll just repeat and reiterate what you just mentioned. How badly do you want change?
Mhm.
And then go for it.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Change is the big word there. It is the key word. Betty, any party shot for our viewers?
For me, just to round up is to say, you know what you deserve. You deserve better. Where do you want to go from here? And I always throw the same question. What do you want to say in 2 months or 6 months time? What do you want to tell yourself? Do you want to look back and say, here I am successfully, thank God I started? Or do you want to look back and say, I wish? Because most of the time we say, I wish I knew. But
Mm,
you know it all starts with you. And
Think.
I would say choose to make that time. Choose to create time for yourself and to build the empire, not only for you, also for your future generation and for your children. So go for it. And when you're ready, we will be here and we are excited to have you on the other side. So thank you so much for watching.
Well, thanks so much, ladies. And as they all said, we will keep saying, how much do you want the change? Take action on yourself. Be a bit selfish. Do something for yourself. It is okay. It is okay. Because once you're a bit selfish, you'll be able to achieve what you wanted, and you will be able to live that life you wanted. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for listening to us. And we hope to find you on the other side of the business. We hope to get more questions from you. We hope to, get people asking us, what is it that we do? I would really like to, join and learn more. We are always happy to help you do that. So have yourself a lovely weekend. Have yourself a lovely day and a lovely week. And a lovely evening. And we will see you next time. Until then, be blessed. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.